Hi, Aquarius. I hope you guys are doing great today. So we're going to talk about your messages for the 8th to the 14th, going into the second week of November. I hope you guys are doing great today. So I'm going to start off with the general Celtic cross spread, then we'll do separate career / money, and then relationship. I'm going to timestamp below like I always do. So let's get into things. So Aquarius, so we have a couple of squares going on this week that we should probably talk about. Well, first of all, we have Mercury and Mars are going to be conjunct on the 10th of the month, which is Wednesday is going to be such a trippy day, Wednesday and Thursday, not good days for communication, especially I feel like, especially for you having to do with your career, long-term goals, your public reputation, for a lot of you, we've been having that important conversation about your marriage. Probably not a good idea to have that conversation on Wednesday, Thursday into Friday morning. If you could avoid it, I'm really not loving the moon in your sign this week. I'm not that I don't love you. You guys know I love Aquarians, but it's the way it's being aspected. The moon's going to be in Aquarius on the 10th, 11th, 12th, most of the day. Then it's going into Pisces later on the 12th. Just the way it's speaking with Mercury and Mars. So you're going to have Mercury Mars conjunct again, and that's going to be happening in your 10th house of career, public reputation, as I mentioned. And then also on the 10th, that we have that Mercury Mars is going to be also squaring Saturn and the moon in your first house of self. So there's going to be this huge tension between how you're feeling about what it is that you're doing. A lot of you may be in the space of questioning, am I in the right thing? Am I going where I'm supposed to go? And just not having very clear communication with whoever you're dealing with. The moon is going to be conjunct Saturn on the 11th, and that's going to be in your first house. So again, the 11th is Thursday. And the moon is about disappointment, feeling very emotionally vulnerable. Saturn is about restriction and responsibility and delay. So you can easily feel very restricted, very disappointed in where it is that you're going in that first house of self. Like a lot of you can easily be falling into this space this particular week where it's like, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? I'm just not sure, because then you're going to be having a lot of things cooking up in your subconscious, because Mars and Mercury are going to be sextiling Venus, and also Sun is also going to be sextiling Pluto. So that energy is going to be happening between your house of career and your 12th house of the subconscious, of what it is that you really want, what it is that you're dreaming about. So some of you may be at this very important impasse in your life where you're figuring out whether you want to change tracks or not, or whether you want to continue on the path that you're on. And it may be, if you want to continue on the path that you're on, do you want to do it in the way that you've been doing it? So a lot of these existential questions can absolutely be coming up for you this week. You don't have to have all the answers. It's only 1 week. It's from the 8th to the 14th, but let's see what we have. So let's get into understanding this first basic Celtic cross spread, and we're going to connect it to different areas. And you're showing up right now as the Queen of Cups. So you're definitely having this conversation about what it is that you really want, very emotionally intelligent energy, what it is that you need to feel grounded, rooted, and safe and secure, what's necessary to make something work. And you're identifying it 100%. You're identifying it, but what's getting in your way? What's getting in your way is the 10 of Swords. This is about endings where there's a history. There's a history to this. It's the final release of something, though, that's going to release you from the stress and frustration of something that you've been feeling. And what is positive about this energy, and it doesn't mean it's the end of a difficult time period. So, but this is your challenge, though, even though it can ultimately end up serving your highest good. It's a challenge for you right now. It's a challenge in your ability to feel that grounded, rooted, safe, and secure, right? It's the ending of something. Something has reached its expiration. To keep in mind that the 10 of Swords is a Mercury in Virgo energy. Mercury is very mental. It's the truth. Virgo is your day-to-day work environment. So this could certainly have to do with your job. Venus is also the house of the enemies, the house of solving problems. Maybe there's a lot of gossip going on at work, people speaking behind your back, sabotaging behaviors going on regarding you at work. It could certainly be that. Others of you, it doesn't have really to do with other people, but you're realizing that you're trying to fit a circle and a square with what it is that you're doing in your life. So for some of you, this could certainly be a relationship. For others of you, the challenge is that some sort of relationship is not working out right now. right? And this could end up being a stress for a lot of you. We have the Two of Wands in the recent past, which is actually a very positive card in that it's a Mars and Aries energy. Very much wanting a fresh path, a new perspective. For some of you, this could indicate that maybe you met a new relationship, either through work or friends, or some sort of energy, that ultimately you will end up being involved with. But there are two aspects to a situation that you need to consider. So whether this is that you met somebody new, the Two of Wands can also be you pushing your plans forward. But a lot of you may be in this space, though, where you may feel like you're not getting the support that you need or that you deserve by people who can help you. It's like dealing with an energy where they could totally help me. They can absolutely step up. This is not me projecting anything onto anybody. This is me knowing for a fact that this person can absolutely help me out in the workplace, in that relationship, whatever it is, right? I'm saying the workplace just because you have so much 10th house energy going on here. But it's not, the 10th house is also you're standing in the world. So it could also be a marriage partner, which is where it is that you're going. But somebody is just not helping you out. It's this idea of somebody not showing you up and almost helping you out, showing up to help you out. It's almost like you might even be feeling kind of tested here. Now we have the basis of the situation is the Ace of Wands, which is informing the Queen of Wands, which I'm loving this for you because this is you being very empowered. I mean, come on now. And the Ace of Wands is a brand new beginning. This is you being very fired up, very auspicious energy, honestly, for any area of your life, whether it's a new beginning in work, some sort of new enterprise, some sort of new creative project, a new relationship, starting a new family, getting pregnant, new, right? Whatever it is, it's really nice though, because it's speaking to your heart space in a way where you're feeling energized, you're feeling motivated by it, right? And Queen of Wands is very much about stepping into your power and ideas popping and you having the strength you need to make things happen in all of different areas of your life. I don't even feel like in one. There's an ending to something though. Something ended that's getting in the way of you being able to feel very grounded, rooted, and safe and secure. Now, this could be that you had to move on in a different direction. You had to go, maybe you had to move, maybe a relationship had to end or you had to change jobs or something like that, but you're feeling very, very energized right now. Now, the energy to look at, the recommended approach is the Two of Cups, which is always comes up to me as a really healthy, good conversation that's mutually supportive for many of you. For others of you, this is if you're in a relationship of any kind, not only intimate, any kind of relationship where things have been difficult, harmony returning, there, being the energy available to nurture and help out whatever is going on within the relationship. So we'll look for that, right? Look for those signposts, look for those the openings and the availability, the available energy to fix something. Others of you, you may be meeting somebody brand new. Now we have the Justice energy in the reverse is the energy that's external to you. And so someone feels like life is out of balance that you're dealing with. This could be your partner. This could be a business partner, a family member, someone you're doing something with. Just an external energy to you where they feel like life is out of balance in a single area or in a number of areas, depending on the situation, where they feel like some sort of decision hasn't gone in their favor. They may feel like either you or someone else is being dishonest or unfair with them, that their voice isn't being heard in the situation. Remember, this is very subjective. This is a very subjective position. You may not agree with this. But they feel frustrated and they feel misunderstood and they feel the need to stand up for themselves. And you may be finding this out as a result of having this conversation, right? The Two of Cups energy. But what's in your internal psychology is the Empress energy. So on the one hand, Empress is the mother of the tarot, it's straight up Venus. So this has to do with feeling connected in relationship, being able to grow your money, being able to grow in life. I mean, Venus is that beautiful trifecta: self-esteem, money, and love. And how equitable are all of those things? And you're in the space of feeling like Not so much. But you may be dealing with an energy who's like, wait a minute, I showed up with bells and whistles on. What do you mean? I feel like you're being unfair here. And you don't agree with them. You may not agree. Someone that you work with, I do all the work. I do da 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 da. I'm being treated unfairly by you. And you're like, I don't agree. I don't agree. And you may be, Aquarius, you may be feeling rather challenged in being able to grow in something in a very practical way. We have the Two of Pentacles in the near future. So each pentacle represents a path. And while you're negotiating which path to go on, you're going to be very mindful of which path you're going to experience the greatest sense of lack in. Like, if I do this, am I going to make enough money? If I do that, am I going to be happy in that relationship? Is that the right thing for me to do? And it doesn't have to be such big, profound things like that. I mean, it could be other areas in like, which house should I buy, or which job should I take, or, which car should I buy? It could be something more, obviously more mundane than that, but it's this idea of there are two things that you're dealing with and you have to make a decision, and you're very confused because it's being clarified by the Hangman, which is confusion because this is a Neptune energy. Neptune rules the 12th house, which is, a very sacrificial energy. If I stay in this, and is this going to be the right thing, right? Some of you may be dealing with an energy that you're just really not sure how somebody feels about a situation. You don't know what to make of them. So instead of like trying to assume things or fill in the blanks, some of you may be just pressing the pause button, Others of you, just because you're not sure if it's worth continuing in, you're just not sure, is waiting for somebody to disclose how they feel about you ultimately is it worth the wait? This might have to do with career or money, where something might seem very unclear with work right now. And if it is, hold back on signing any contracts or dealing with any kind of legal matters, because things may be going on that you're not aware of, right? But you intuitively feel, so you might experience some delays, but ultimately you are protected for sure. But it does seem like you're very confused and negotiating some sort of delay that's absolutely going on right now. So that's being clarified by the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Wands. We have two sixes. Okay, the Eight of Swords in reverse. Do like that. Okay. So the Six of Pentacles is very much, do I feel supported in this? Does this person have my back? Am I in an energy of reciprocity? I have your back, you have mine, helping each other out with money, helping each other out with connection, but identifying very clearly that there's something that's toxic that you need to detach from, at least temporarily. This is like moving on, and this could certainly manifest more mentally than physically, at least initially, but allowing some space to do some internal work and figure out what it is that you really want to do here. Because we have the Eight of Swords in reverse, which is about release and liberation and hope and getting away from something. So we have this idea of escape following the Six of Swords. It's like you feeling like, oh, I have to get away from that thing. It's like making me feel claustrophobic and closed in. Aquarius, you guys are an energy, you are air, and all the air signs, they like a little breathing room in everything, whether it's relationships, jobs, whatever. It's like, let me do me. I'm there with you, but let me do me. Don't get too close. We have that being clarified by the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands in reverse, which is about delays, setbacks, you experiencing this. Clarifying this is the Lover's energy. The Lover's is a Gemini energy. So first of all, you want to make sure that you're not in any sort of job right now just for the paycheck, right? It's because I am getting, for a lot of you, you're faced with this situation where you need to make a decision. The Lover's energy is always about needing to make a decision. So if it has to do with that, one option might seem easier, but you want to look closer to make sure that it's the best thing for you in the long run and not make it most about money. If this has to do with a relationship, it's you being in a space where you guys are recognizing that there are a lot of issues to work out, and that's okay. As long as you guys do it together, you'll be able to work it out. That's being clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, which is a Jupiter energy. This is about fate change, good luck, a turning point, taking a chance. If this has to do with relationship, for many of you, this is turning to somebody from the past, or somebody from the past popping up and you being like, I don't know, should I, shouldn't I? I don't know. You don't have to. If you know that they were a hot mess before, why revisit that, right? But maybe if you broke up for a silly reason or whatever, maybe give it another go, right? For others of you, if this is to do with career or money, this is good news coming in, really good news. So it's good news, but then the good news is being clarified by the devil. Okay, so look, especially if this is the return of someone or something from the past, this person was someone who was very imbalanced, somebody who at least struggled with imbalance. So if it wasn't where they had some sort of addiction, some sort of imbalance having to do with their maybe depression and anxiety unchecked, untreated, maybe there were narcissistic tendencies, egotism, cheating, whatever it is, this is you clarifying the Fool. You just want to get out of there. You just want something new and different, and this really is about a new relationship. This could be a new start or approach, things going differently, but you can't have that unless the devil is balanced out. Keep in mind, the Lovers and the devil energy are sort of reflective of each other. You can even see it in these cards. You see the people? Look at how similar they look. The Lovers and the devil. In numerology, the Lover's energy is the devil, and in numerology, the devil energy is Lovers. So they're sort of the other side of each other. But what does it mean? There's imbalance that needs to be fixed. Everybody's got to show up, and if they don't, it's not going to work out. Right? And you're very confused about something. So there's an energy in your life that's imbalanced, that's confusing you, but you're being pushed to go in a different direction. This could have to do with work, relationship, a family situation. It could have to do with anything. A little bit of a messy energy, and you're just like, okay, I don't want to deal with that. And not that you're being mean at all. I don't even get that. I feel like it's something that you certainly did try at. Somebody is maybe being really unfair if it has to do with work or sort of family situation. But let's pull on career/money. Not everybody's working, so you might be involved in some sort of lawsuit, something like that. We have the Justice energy. It's being challenged by the moon. So I feel like there's either an idea, a situation, a person maybe that you were working with, dealing with, having to do with money. You were having a really hard time letting go, right? You were feeling unwilling to let that situation go, which ended up creating a lot of anxiety, a lot of obsessive thinking for you. And as painful as it is, there needs to be this release that something isn't meant to be in your life, at least in the way that it was anymore. And there's nothing really that you can do about it at this point, but to accept the situation and just look for the lesson in it, right? And allow the release. Be very kind to yourself and allow the release. Allow it to happen in layers, right? You feel like there's stuff going on though that you can't, that you're not privy to, almost like, the Justice energy here. It's like you may feel or experience a challenging situation here that feels like a test. And this energy does mean though things are going to go well and in your favor, like any kind of negotiation, any kind of interview, or any kind of situation where a meeting of the minds is needed is going to end up boding well for you. If money has been an issue, things are set to improve. Any kind of legal issue, including property of all kinds, will be resolved. If papers need to be signed, that's going to progress smoothly as well. So that's where you're at, but you're feeling very challenged by the moon here. So you might achieve a goal, but you're ultimately feeling like, oh, was it worth it? Because emotions are running high. You may feel like that you have to sort of protect yourself from your colleagues or from other toxic, negative people in some sort of situation that you're dealing with. Even if money matters are stable, you want a lot more satisfaction from work than just a paycheck, because that's the moon energy. Moon was Cancer. It's like you want to feel like you have purpose, right? And that's challenging your ability to feel like something is fair. So we have the Two of Wands working with the Five of Wands, and this is you really wanting to move forward in a fresh way. This is making plans. This is moving forward. This is partnership. you know, you gaining influence in work because of your particular approach to something. But there are two aspects to a situation which have to be looked at, and it's really about which is going to best maximize your skill set. You know, there's opportunity here, but what is the best thing for you? And it seems though, like, because this is working with this Five of Wands energy, going back to the energy before when we got the Two of Wands in the previous one, I almost feel like there's someone who has the ability to step in and help you out, whether it's they put in a good word for you or invest in something or come in and help you out, and they're just not doing it. And it's like they're competitive with you. They're competitive, and you guys just can't have a meeting of the minds because of this competition. So the advice here is to look at the Three of Swords, look at the pain of something here. Where do you feel betrayed? Are you feeling depressed about this situation? Do you feel like somebody stabbed you in the back? Like the pain of a truth is really sharp right now, but at least the lights are on and you know what's going on and you can deal with whatever disappointment it is and move on and heal just fine. Like at least like looking at that. Because external to you, Aquarius, you are dealing with somebody who is dishonest. This is an energy of dishonesty. Someone who doesn't understand healthy boundaries, someone who's immoral, who runs away from responsibility, who's selfish. And we have the Empress energy. I think this came up in the other spread for you with the other deck. Isn't that interesting? And your internal psychology is all about growth. Making money, being happy. That's all you want. You want to feel connected. You want to grow your life. Somebody's looking to get in your way. Somebody may be very jealous of you. They may be very intimidated, something going on. But in the near future, beautiful, we have the Eight of Pentacles. I like this because it's the energy of mastery. It's a good work card. This is Sun in Virgo, and Virgo rules that sixth house of work. So focusing on responsibilities in a diligent and hardworking way. This is money or connections coming to you that are going to ultimately help you on your paths. There's some sort of opportunity for furthering something. Like if it's not your education, it's your skill set, something where you're going to be learning something new, something more. It's going to help you, but you have to have a very logical and a very diligent approach. Now, the final outcome energy is the King of Pentacles in reverse, which is a bully. You might be dealing with a little bit of a bully, or within you might be feeling very weak, sort of like not ready yet. I don't know. Is this the right thing? I'm not sure. Even though you're working really hard, I don't know. Like almost like you have to take some sort of leap and you're like, I don't know. Oh my gosh, look at this. So we have the Two of Wands coming up here. Again, it just keeps coming up for you. It's like, okay, you know, working on manifesting something in a new way, moving forward. Let's pull some more clarifiers for that. Page of Swords, somebody coming in to help you out. And the Page of Swords is a lot, because this is useful information coming, getting help from people around you to further your ambitions. Maybe some sort of contract is coming in regarding your job or some sort of agreement. You know, keep your wits about you, keep your intelligence on point, read the fine print, do all of that. There might be some sort of delay in something. That's okay. Don't allow yourself to get wrapped up in the sadness of something. Listen, it's Five of Cups, right? You're the only three out of the five cups are down. The other two are still standing in this energy. So you feeling like, oh, it's over, it's never going to work because the A, B, and C, it's a minor arcana. There are still two cups standing. There's a lot of value left in this. Clarifying that is the Page of Wands. Yes, everything's happening exactly the way it is. You going in and expressing yourself, good news about something. But so some sort of offer coming in, but you feeling like, oh, well, it's really not what I wanted, or it's not, oh, that price tag is really not what I was looking for, or you know what I mean? Something like that. And we have the Chariot energy that's being clarified by the Page of Pentacles. So moving, it does seem like you're changing jobs, you're changing paths, some sort of direction. The Magician energy, the Six of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. Wow. Beautiful manifesting energy. The Magician is Mercury, which is Gemini and Virgo, having a conversation to solve problems. And that's being clarified by the Six of Cups. So this is the Sun and Scorpio energy. It's all about transformation, but there is this element, this harkening back to the past. You might be reconnecting with old friends, going back to something or someone from the past, or an idea from the past and fine tuning it to bring it into the future. And then that's being clarified by the Ace of Swords, which is great. This is getting over whatever obstacles you've been dealing with. This is very auspicious energy for new beginnings, decisions, very clear thinking, anything, energy. Remember, swords are your mental realm. So that does seem quite positive for you, even though it does seem like there's going to be a boatload of confusion that's going to be surrounding you this particular week. There just is. I mean, just go into it knowing that, okay, what are you going to do? And Mercury is a very mental energy. Mars is very fiery. It's going to be in a very uncomfortable astrological position with your first house of self. It's just the way it is. It's not going to last. So just know, if you're feeling like this, just say, it's nothing but a thing. It's nothing but a thing. Get past that. Yeah. Just don't make any big sweeping decisions when you're feeling like that, because it is going to pass. The energy will pass, okay? Let's pull on relationship. Knight of Pentacles being challenged by the moon. You might have feelings for somebody, Aquarius, but you feel like something's missing. You could see a lot of their, I don't want to say benefit, but a lot of their shining parts, let's say, but you can't not see what's feeling like not right. That Knight of Pentacles is a very interesting energy, because you might identify somebody as being very loyal, very dependable. They have so much to offer. They look great on paper, but something's missing. Maybe you guys don't have a lot in common. You don't share the same belief system, or they're very slow to share their feelings, or maybe they're not interested in the same things, or maybe they're not as emotionally available as you would like them to be. And that ends up being disappointment, right? I mean, this is the challenge here, right? You can feel confused, disappointed, feeling let down, and you may be experiencing a lack of trust that a relationship will actually work, which leads you ultimately to make a decision about the relationship, because coming into this energy, you were the Queen of Pentacles, rather, you knew it was necessary in order to grow a situation. So the influence of this is marriage. It's money coming to those of you who are coupled. This is good financial management. This is a good sex life. This is being very fertile, all of those beautiful things that we need in relationship. And you being very mindful of all of those things, but identifying that there are certain elements that are important, that are missing for you. Now we have the basis of the situation that's informing this Temperance energy is the Page of Wands. So there might be some sort of immature behavior going on. First of all, there might be some issues with somebody's child, right? And that person can be any age at all, right? So it could certainly be that. So it's this reversal, though, of this energy, right? So there can be some challenging energies where it comes to player sensibility. Somebody can be like a bit of a player, not being very responsible, not wanting to be, not really show up in the way that they need to show up in relationship. And that needs to be tempered, right? I mean, the temperance is about a new level of trust and cooperation in the relationship after a really difficult time period, things being reconciled, healed, right? Lots of cooperation. What do you need? What do they need? What does the situation need? It's like somebody's acting rather immature. And I don't feel like you have a lot of faith in this person right now at this point. So you're being asked to remember what's important. 10 of Pentacles is about family, maturity, deepening of commitment, shared values, sharing. It's such a share energy. Being able to grow. Do you guys share the same values? Do you share the same ideas, the same belief system? Now, whoever it is that you're dealing with here, it does seem like they want to get back with you. This is an energy of nostalgia that they're experiencing, harmony that they're experiencing. They're wanting to reconnect and reconcile. They want to balance out some sort of situation within the relationship, but in your internal psychology, you may be feeling like you just don't belong in that situation anymore, because you don't trust that it's ever going to change, that it's ever going to be anything more than it is. So you feel trapped and anxious because you just feel like it's just not for you anymore. So Page of Swords, Pages indicates a new cycle, but the Swords is conversation, it's truth. So it's this new cycle of truth that's being served up, right? I mean, it really is. And whatever your mind is telling you to do, and I'm saying mind instead of your heart, like what makes sense to you, you have to go with that, even if they tell you that you're being a little insensitive. Aquarians get that a lot in conversations, and you're not. It's just, you know, you have the archetype of Aquarius has a natural inclination towards emotionally disconnecting when things don't feel very comfortable, right? It's almost like a protection mechanism, you know. But many, I don't know what else is in your chart, right? So I'm just speaking for the archetype of Aquarius. If you have a lot of Cancer in your chart, you're like, no way. Although that's not true. I mean, I know a lot of Aquariuses with that have heavy Cancer that still admit to being experiencing some emotional disconnect when things get very uncomfortable. But regardless, it's you speaking some sort of, trying to speak some sort of truth here. It does seem like that. Right, expressing what it is that you ultimately want and need. But then we have the Seven of Swords energy here. So I'm almost feeling like somebody comes to you, they want to have this conversation about fixing something in this relationship. And you may ultimately be confused and not want to deal with the whole thing right away. So you may end up saying some things that you're not sure in the moment if you actually believe yourself. Because the Seven of Swords is a moon in you, right? It's a moon in Aquarius. So the moon is emotions, and Aquarius, you are like, can be different than what I'm showing you, right? So it could be this sort of thing where you're not fully sure how you feel. So you don't want to bite your nose off to spite your face. You don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, all those things, because you may be not totally sure how you feel about something. Even though in this Eight of Swords, in your mind, you're really questioning whether something is right for you anymore. But then there is this idea of kind of not dealing with the situation. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you may be saying things that you don't really mean, and not to hurt them, but because you're just not sure how to handle the situation, because you're recognizing the Five of Swords, the reality that you're going to be living with this in this relationship, or that you are living, is not in alignment with what it is you ultimately want. And that's being clarified by the Lovers, which recognize, okay, we have issues. Come on, let's work these things out. Let's do what we have to do to fix this. But you're feeling very confused about the whole thing. Choices and confusion, commitment issues, not sure what's real, what's not. Everything feels up in the air, and you could feel the beginning stages of something. Some of you are going to feel like it's the beginning of the end. Others of you are going to feel like it's the beginning of a beginning. It depends on what else is going on in your energy. But you're definitely in the space of negotiating. But you do feel the sense of sadness and loss. You're feeling the sense of lack, that the situation can work, because there's something that you're sensing a sense of the person that you're dealing with will not make adjustments in either their personality or their belief system in a way that resonates with you, that's necessary for the relationship to work. And that's not to say like they need to be the way you want them to be in order for the relationship to work. The King of Pentacles, it's more like, all right, I'm here, I'm hardworking, I'm solid, I want to be in this settled relationship, I'm good, all of that, but I'm not going to share my money with you, or I'm not going to agree with your belief system, or I'm not going to change in the way that you need me to change. I'm good, you know, I'm here, I'm solid, but I'm not going to do A, B, and C. In areas though that are like game changers, and that's really going to stress you out. The energy of anxiety and overload and not responding well to the external stress of the situation. We have the Magician, rules Gemini and Virgo, right? Wanting to have that conversation to solve the problems, wanting to feel more connected. Then we have the Ace of Cups, though. Six of Pentacles, Six of Swords, and King of Wands. I'm sensing some cyclical energy here, because I feel like you're going to be feeling very anxious. You're going to have a conversation and discuss the problems. There's going to be this connection, this empathy, they're going to hear you, you're going to hear them. Okay, great. Let's love each other. Let's nurture. Let's move forward. Let's be there for each other. But you feeling this sense of disconnect. It's like you can't escape whatever lack you're feeling, no matter how many times you try to go back to something. We have the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands here is wanting to be a free spirit, expressing what it is that you really feel, what you believe, your belief system. You not wanting to feel judged for it, not judged by it. You don't want to be made to feel less than. Not a comfortable situation, it does seem like. Sexual arts, victim consciousness. Take off your mask. So there might be a lot of chemistry here for sure, but this victim consciousness and take off your mask, I mean, it's like almost like you're saying that something's okay that's not okay. And underneath it, and low key to yourself, you're like, why can't I seem to find anybody who gets me or who understands or who's in alignment with what it is that I want? Yeah, message in the bottle, observer, thinker. Yeah, we have observer and thinker, which is really a lot of like sit back and really look at your emotions. Message in the bottle. There are some serious messages coming up. You see the phone in the bottle, and the stalk represents a new life. Your emotions are the water, and it's housing the message coming up deep, deep within. It's like you can't convince yourself. I almost feel like some of you may be trying to convince yourself of something within a relationship that's just, I know we don't like to hear that. That's icky. It's like, no, just give me good messages. But you might be trying to convince yourself of something that's just not working. And I feel like a lot of you are going to be like, oh no, I'm being honest with myself about it. I just don't know what to do about it. At this point, or maybe you're afraid of hurting somebody, or you're just not sure 100% how to handle it. But look, this is only 1 week. It's the 8th through the 14th. Let's see what comes up next week. That's what I have for you right now, my Aquarius friends. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys have a very blessed week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.